And we are back. Trash Pandas versus Cuckobos. Overall, the series has gone to 1-1. Great play coming out of both teams. What do you expect to see differently?
First off, I was a little bit worried that we were going to have a bit of a stomp here based on the early game that the Cuckobos had in that second game, but then Trash Pandas completely turned it around in the end part of that second game, and they looked like the Trash Pandas that we've seen make this march from fifth place or from near the end of the ladder to this fifth place spot. Now they're contesting the first place team. That said, we've been harping on it this entire time, but I do not want to see Silver picked up by the Trash Pandas again.
Going into this third game, I would highly expect and very much like to see this Graves get banned out, because I do not believe that whoever's that the Trash Pandas can let the Cuckobos get the Graves first pick, because the Graves is just being such a power pick, such a powerful champion in this series. So very much wanting to see that happen.
Yeah, a lot of this is just really... I feel like it really comes down to picks and bans between these two teams. They're both very synergetic with the way they play with each other. Oh, that came out terrible.
Words are hard.
Oh my god. They're both synergetic in the way they play as a team. But I feel like picks and bans is really just a really strategic part of this game that both teams are playing and trying to play properly.
They fear me.
See, the Kazakhs banned out.
Yep, once again. Same ban so far, I believe.
Yeah, but just to keep in mind, the Cuckobos do have first pick this time, so there might be a Graves man. If not, then expect to see the Cuckobos first pick it.
You're nothing but a whiskey delta.
Porky taken away from Killer Z. They don't want to see that at all. Lulu.
And so far, in every single one of these games, we've seen a tank top laner be banned out by the side of the Cuckobos. So I want to see whether or not they might consider swapping out the Nautilus and the Poppy they've previously banned out to maybe a Maokai, because I believe that Komachi Faster's Maokai was doing a lot of work there, soaking up so much damage. And actually, we will see. Not going to have Maokai available to him there.
A good call there, Spark.
End of the line.
There we are. Yeah, that makes sense. If a character's just destroying a series, ban it out. That's what you're supposed to do.
So this is going to change up the games that we're seeing here from the first and second games. No longer having the Graves on either team. So we'll see what secondary jungler they're going to pull out. Previously, it was Hecarim and... actually, the first one eludes me, but... Oh! Lee Sin, the proponent champion of both Worthless Korean and Quickside. See what they counter with here.
Master Yi Hover again. Of course, Worthless Korean did play that to some effect in the first game. I wouldn't call it a game-breaking pick in the first one, but if he wants to go for it again, it does seem like he has a reason that he's been playing it, so we'll have to see what he can do if it is locked in.
I just feel like there's much better carry jungler champions out there.
I agree. The Rengar is on the table. Rengar was nerfed, but see if that's a thing that might come later in the draft.
I believe that the Rengar was actually banned out in previous games. I know it was banned in the first one, so still open for the second phase for the Trash Pandas. It will be the Ari picked up for Azuru.
Basically, I think in the first game, it was the mid lane was swapped sides. I think Killer Z had Ari in the first game, and Azure was on the Orianna, if I remember correctly.
Yes, I believe so.
And so yeah, we'll have to see how that lane plays out on different sides. The Jace Hover.
Meanwhile, on the top lane, we have both of those tanky top laners that have been banned out at some point in this series, so have some more of those wet noodle fights, I imagined. Oh!
I mean, it could be Nautilus support.
There's always a chance that they could be flex picking the Nautilus. Meanwhile, Sokody hovering that Sivir. See if he goes for it.
Please don't lock it in. I mean, if that's what they want to do, and they think that it's the best or it's the optimal pick for the situation, then go for it, I guess. But I don't like it. Assuming that's a,
I feel like
that's a
that might be
placeholder.
yeah. Well,
so that would put Gragas top and Nautilus support if that Gragas is actually a thing.
Hey, you never know. Lee Sin top.
Well, yeah.
It's never too late to pull out something new.
okay, so I'm now hearing that the Teemo placeholder is apparently for Nami. So
Okay.
Nami pick going to be quite impactful with the bubbles. I believe that it was picked up by them in the last game. Yeah, to pretty good effect.
Mm-hmm.
Nami going to be able to disrupt the Lee Sin and possibly the Ahri. Oh, but see what the bot lane of the Cuckobos is picking. They will actually lock in the Lucian Braum.
Okay,
Yeah,
now
that's a. Oh, good.
okay, now I have to ask, why is Teemo always the goddamn placeholder? It teases me so. I think it's gonna happen, then it doesn't, and it just drives me insane seeing that little rat.
Yeah, nobody likes to see a Teemo, but the Braum Lucian is that's an old combo. It's it used to be one of the strongest duo lanes that ever existed in League. Lucian, of course, being able to easily proc Braum's passive with his own.
Please don't.
And we see the Yi hover again. I really don't like it.
I just don't think that it will into certain compositions. It works out fine, I think. But Ahri, Braum, Nautilus, Lee Sin, there are 3 members on that team. Yeah, wait, 4. Okay, there are 4 members on the team. With access to instant RTC.
Okay.
All right, never mind. All right. Mini rant over.
I'm actually a huge fan of the Nocturne pick. I love Nocturne. I love the map pressure that it brings, especially to this comp. I'm not too big of a fan of how it's going to work with the Sivir, but overall, I think it's a great pick.
Yeah, Nocturne always has the element of surprise coming out of nowhere with his ultimate.
I haven't actually seen a Nocturne in quite a while.
I wonder how they actually build these days. I shall look that up.
Who knows? Like, there's been so many Nocturne builds. It's a little bit ridiculous now.
Does look
back into this.
Does look like the most popular build is a very AD centric build. A warrior, ghost blade, hydra, things like that. That's scary.
Going to be some throwaway bans from each team to better hasten the process of getting into this game.
Yeah.
But
Hopefully
but
they
they're
throw
just-
them away faster. Come on now.
I shall endure.
no, stop.
What?
Not deny me.
Oh boy.
What?
You said come on now, pick faster, and come on shoot faster's on the enemy team. Maybe I just put that together in my head, but you know.
Actually, I just got that one.
Yeah, there was no pun there. That was all you, Brando.
Oh no.
You walked into your own mentality.
I guess so. Oh man, that one hurt me, and it wasn't even intended. Ooh, okay.
He's not even banning.
Okay.
What's done is done. Let's get into this game already.
So the Lucian Braum bot lane versus the Nami Sivir. So while the Nami does have that lane presence, though, Lucian is very good into the generally, like mage supports because he does lots of damage, and But Nami, a well-played Nami can have so much lane pressure. Like, a well-played Nami can by herself 1v2 while her ADC CS is behind her. Because Nami's poke is just so potent with the ability to heal herself for any damage she might receive in return. So, while there might be a Braum with the Winter's Bite to try and engage on her, if Jalibal plays this right and doesn't get tagged by the Concussive Blows passive, it could be a pretty miserable lane for the 500 range Lucian.
Yeah, a lot of this really banks on just... I feel like it banks mostly on the front line of both teams. Are they going to be able to peel off, when it comes to the Cuckobos, are they going to be able to peel off the aggressive advancements that will come out of the Trash Pandas with the Nocturne, with the Poppy, as well as the threat that the Shockwave brings in? And then when we look at the Trash Pandas, it's going to be a very difficult time, especially in the early to mid game, dealing with the Lee Sin ganks. And if it comes down to a team fight, dealing with just how much denial Lee Sin can provide when it comes to that Nocturne ult coming in.
I actually would like to speak on the shockwaves that you mentioned. Killer Z had some very good shockwaves in that last game. A lot of them were team fight deciding, to be honest, and let's see if he can continue that.
Yeah.
And definitely a very strong champion in both players' hands, but the composition of Team Trash Pandas is actually quite similar to the one they drafted last time, but in all honesty, it just feels like a more slapped together and less powerful version of the one they had last time, because you substitute the Maokai for the Poppy, for the Maokai, and then you have the Nocturne for the Graves. But the Graves being so strong and be able to do the damage from afar, while Nocturne only has the Duskbringer and the ability to hop onto somebody, but in no way do I really see the Nocturne putting up the impressive damage numbers that the Graves otherwise could.
I think you're overlooking a certain fact, though. Even though, yeah, the Poppy is not the Maokai pick, it has the ability to not only deny Quick Scythe, to not only deny Samano, to not only deny Electric Parasite, to not only deny Tanoft, but deny Azuru as well. Every single person has some form of dash on the Cuckobos, so that Poppy pick can do a lot of work.
Right, there's definitely some outplay potential to be had here, so Poppy pick could bring something new to the table, but I really do not know about the Nocturne pick. It could be good, it could be bad, but it's just been so long since I've seen the Nocturne, I'm not really sure.
Yeah, we'll definitely have to see.
Well, if the Master Yi was indicator of anything, we'll have to see if the off-the-wall picks can kind of continue to do their thing. Was not impressed with the Master Yi off-the-wall pick, and we'll have to see if he can change that up with this Nocturne.
Yeah, but when you go in with Master Yi, it's a very, like, one-track mind type pick. Here I am, look at me run really fast, look at your health bar, oh wait, you can't type thing. But the Cuckobos had perfect answers to it in having just a better overall team comp of dealing Master Yi. When it comes to Nocturne instead, it's going to be it varies on the build that he goes, whether or not it's going to be that kind of result. And I do expect to see a more tankier type Nocturne, more of a bruiser type build go out. So I do like it a lot more than the Master Yi, and I think it can be a strong pick, and we'll have to wait and see.
I think it depends entirely on how well Samano can peel for himself and how well his team can peel for him. I believe that actually if a Nocturne paranoias onto you as Lucian, I'm pretty sure that if Nocturne uses his Fear, the dash range of Verona's Pursuit is just a little bit shorter than the Tether break range, so you're still going to remain shackled to him. It's a little unfortunate.
Yeah, and for those of you just joining us, this is Ascension eSports Elder League Playoffs. The Cuckobos are now battling the Trash Pandas in the semifinals, trying to get a spot in that finals. So far, both teams have gone 1-1. This is a best-of-5 series. We'll find out soon enough who takes home the semifinals victory and goes to playoff finals. If you want to know more about Ascension eSports, please check out the links below. Check out our Discord, check out our subreddit. Get involved. We have an in-house ladder. We have a Dragon League, an Elder League, and a Phoenix League, depending on your ranking. Is there anything you would like to add to that, Spark?
And we have these really good-looking casters. There's Decerux and this Brother Brando guy. I heard they're pretty nice. So just shop around. Look at our YouTube. We've got all the VODs of the streams that I recorded there, and hope to see you around.
Yeah, so now we're about to get into this game. I'm actually really excited for this game. So far, it's been just a blast to spectate these two teams. They're very calculated teams. Both of them work well as a team, and that's the big thing. So when it comes to this series, I think, honestly, I feel like the series could be better than finals.
Yeah,
Yeah,
this
definitely has the potential.
this has definitely been a extremely back and forth so far as how the series has gone. It can go either way. I'm looking forward to it.
So the summoner spell choices in the middle lane. You actually have Killer Z opting for the barrier, as per usual. I think. I believe that's what he took before, or it might have been Ghost actually. But in this game, we also have Azaru taking the exhaust to better help against the Worthless Korean's Nocturne. I think they'll be diving in there and easily exhaustible. So we might see an invade actually.
Yeah, luckily, Circuit D can count enemy teammates.
Gee.
Fortunately.
Can count to 5, but can't count to 4.
Something's wrong here.
Just a little bit of fun.
Nothing
came out of
3,
that.
5.
Circuit D will actually be going for the Doran's Blade and 1 potion since he's no longer against the Zyra Pokey lane, so he no longer requires the other 2 potions that would have been provided for him by the Longsword start. I do quite like the Doran's Blade start more, even against comp he's currently facing.
And very standard starts coming out of both teams. See the red buff start coming out of Quickscythe, and the blue buff start pretty much mirroring the map with each other.
Yeah, so no cheeky buff steals this time that we know of.
It could happen.
It could happen.
Quickscythe on the Lee Sin, it's a very great champ for having that early presence, having that early power, and of course the early invades.
Early.
Both junglers just going to make their way across the map. We'll see whether or not they decide to do anything here, but in the meantime, we'll be seeing a little bit of CSing going on in all the lanes. A little bit of trading going on the top side, actually, but
That seems to be a thing this series. We have a little bit of a pause here, but both top laners seem to really enjoy duking it out in the first couple of levels.
I think it more comes down to Come On Shoot Faster. Come On Shoot Faster just wants to fight. He's got the spirit of the fighting Irish in him. This guy, he just wants a brawl all the time.
yeah, we're going to see whether or not that works out for him, though, because with both Corrupting Potion ticks being available to them, we'll see how the sustain works out. But the Poppy and the Nautilus both definitely capable of doing this damage, at least early on. Later in the game, though, it's probably not going to be that entertaining to watch once they pick up their Sunfire Kips and whatnot.
Yeah, we're gonna get the wet noodle fight. It's it's gonna be an exciting match in the top lane. Just a small little sound followed by another, and eventually someone comes up top and tells them to just stop that.
Just stop that.
Just stop.
That's the premier strategy of the jungler. Telling the enemy laner to stop that. Circuit looks like he will be reconnecting, so we won't have a over 5-minute pod, in which case we may have a little bit of trouble, but doesn't look like it's going to be quite as severe as some of the other matches. Actually, Altus, I'm sorry to tell him, the last week, I believe last week, he was disconnecting quite a bit. Actually was DC'd while his team was taking the Nexus, because that's just how often he was DC'd. So hopefully we don't have the spirit of Altus to inconvenience us here.
I wouldn't call it the spirit of Altus. I'd call it the spirit of Ascension eSports.
Spirit of Ascension eSports. Well, don't have a spirit, might as well have one that has that dramatic of effect.
A summoner has disconnected.
Oh!
Yeah.
Okay, I might have jinxed it.
He's having leg issues. Teams do have a 5-minute pause period that they can use, but once the 5 minutes are up, they either have to start or forfeit the game.
It's never a good option if you have to forfeit, especially in something like a semifinals round. It sucks, but such is the way of an amateur circuit. I mean, nothing you can really do about it. Internet. Hopefully, he gets his issues resolved. Sparks plugs for being shouted out in chat.
Always potentially, the Cuckobos could give over their pause time to the enemy team. I believe that's happened once, another time in these leagues. So if they want to be bros, they could always do that. But in that case, we'd have to talk for another 10 minutes. So, or for 10 minutes entirely. So we'll see. If it comes, of course.
I feel like that would be a little bit easier if everybody wasn't level 1, level 1,
true.
level 2.
Well, there's a significant CS lead in the bot lane for Samano, so I think that
wow,
Cuckobos are going to win.
A whole 3 CS, man. That spells doom for the Trash Pandas.
You never know, Small things in the early game can sometimes lead to wins by themselves. Worthless Korean taking out that red buff from the Cuckobos. Maybe that's the reason why they won. Maybe that early red buff.
Yeah,
never know.
That 3 CS lead can snowball to like 100 CS lead, and that.
Yep.
Yeah, I really want to talk about the CS lead that the Braum has. He got a whole 1 CS best from that relic stack, so it's basically GG.
Jalobo definitely not demonstrating the most prowess with that CSing,
Yeah. He has less CS than we have minutes, so.
Oh. Yep. There's 20 seconds left.
Yeah, this is pretty much wrapping up. The pause will have to come to an end in 12 seconds, and then we can start up back into our game, whether or not Circuit D is ready or not. It's unfortunate if he's not, but we are resuming. Let's see how this plays out.
It looks like he's there, so maybe he's just playing through the lag.
Yeah, most likely.
I guess playing with lag is better than playing 4v5, so.
It's always true. Well, sometimes, There's always that one guy in your solo queue match that you wish was AFK.
Yeah. You beat me to it there, Spark.
Ooh, Worthless Korean choosing to go into Quickside. Quickside taking the Q. Worthless Korean trying to run away. It doesn't look too good for him right now. Worthless Korean actually manages to get back up from his team. Now Quickside is the one in trouble, trying to stop him from jumping away, but flashing away is Quickside. He gets the first blood off the resonating strike. Is Quickside going to get away with this? Yes, he does. Azuru on the chase now, looking to get a charm onto Worthless Korean, but Killer Z deters that with the ball. And no, instead, Azuru goes in, but doesn't have the mana to really follow it up.
That was a questionable flash there. I'm not too sure. I think there was any situation that he got that, but yeah, good on them to recognize. Oh my!
Channeling the spirit of TSM double lift there, or TL double lift there, I should say. It wasn't Red Bull at least. It's just like one of those little chickens.
It was strategic because Quickscythe was around the corner. He didn't want Quickscythe getting the kill.
Yeah, exactly.
It was best to just execute to those minions. It's the easier route. Overall, genius play coming out,
Yeah. When the fight first started out for Worthless Korean and he engaged on the Quickscythe, he had a health disadvantage, but it actually didn't look that bad because the Umbra Blades gives him a lot of burst, but putting out the spell shield a little bit too early because Quickscythe did not throw it. Ooh.
Oh my god, come on, shoot faster. Did not notice.
Voice comms, man, use them.
Well, that's a little unfortunate. Quickscythe will be alright.
A little bit of faltering early game here for the Pandas so far.
But the beginning fight was actually very well played by Quickscythe to hold on to his resonating strike until the Nocturne explosion was finished.
Oof, look at that CS lead in the bot lane.
Oh.
Definitely will regain it a little bit after this wave, but mop up as much as he can, but you will ultimately still be behind. But meanwhile...
Yeah, come on, Too Faster, really fighting a losing battle.
About a 10 CS lead right now in the bot lane.
Told you they could snowball. Possibly also the lag that he might be playing with.
Yeah, that's unfortunate if that is the case. Our first dragon will be a mountain dragon. Oh boy. Not the worst of the dragons.
All I'm saying is the last time that the first dragon was a mountain, Trash Pandas lost.
Oh, it's over.
Yeah, extreme correlation right there. The numbers don't lie.
The numbers don't lie indeed.
Well, the Riptide doing a
Ours-
very considerable amount of damage.
R
Doesn't look
slash
good for
they
Come On,
did
Too
the math.
Faster. He's taking a lot of damage. He's actually might drop from this. He does. Tanov picks up a solo kill.
Ah,
Let's see, he's lost a kill. He's losing a full wave, almost 2 waves. He doesn't have TP. That has to suck for Come On Too Faster right there.
Yeah, he's in his entire team's deaths right now.
Oh man, that's rough.
well, you know, deaths that count, you know, and not the chickens. But anyways, 6 minutes and 40 seconds into this game, there's already a 1.5k gold lead for the side of the Cuckobos. But we've seen the Trash Pandas come back from a rather significant disadvantage in the early game, so...
Yep. Can never count them out.
Look at the Ninja tab I actually picked up the team on F very soon. Look, maybe just going for a...
I don't know how I feel about rushing those against Poppy, but I guess it works out.
If it's popular, you rush it no matter what.
Very true.
Gotta look like you know how what you're doing.
Yep. Insert pro name here. Did it? I can do it as well.
Yeah, Team Liquid Double Lift can die to Monster Camp. I can do it too.
Valid point.
Yep. Meanwhile, BF Sword is picked up for both AD carries, so they'll be walking back to the lane. Despite the 16 CS lead for Samano, still gonna get that BF Sword. Hopefully won't go terribly for him from this point on.
I hope he's still not lagging, because
Yeah.
it's just so unfortunate when issues like this come up.
Especially at this point in the season, it really has to be disheartening.
With no way to communicate with the teams, we have no way of verifying for sure whether or not this is the case. So, pretty much jungler action going on so far outside of the first blood. Mostly just farming for now.
Yeah, we should see something come out of Worthless Korean fairly soon. Nocturne is level 6, and that's whenever he kind of turns on and starts to do his thing. Question is, where will he go?
I'd like to see him go towards the bottom lane because that's where he had the most success last game. But last game he was playing the Graves and he was ganking from the other side. It's not terrible. Well, actually, it's probably better to gank from that side now I think about it, but maybe.
Yeah, he can come from that wall near his turret, or come through it, and maybe get something done that way, or he could take the blast cone over the wall and try to do it that way. There's options there for him.
Yeah.
Just,
Meanwhile, Quicksight's showing his face on the top side.
Oh, we're starting to see
Staying
engage.
there,
Come on, Jalobo's gonna get stunned up. Jalobo taking so much damage. Is this engage gonna be successful? Jalobo having to flash away. Lands a beautiful bubble that keeps him alive for now, but not long enough. Here comes Worthless Korean getting the redemption kill. Now Electric Parasite's trying to run out. Flashes away, but into the hands of Killer Z.
Honestly, what it looked like happened there is what they were planning on engaging. They had the Nocturne come down early, and I believe that he was spotted out, so he had to back off a little bit. But the bot lane went early and committed that fight. That's why Jaloba got so low there that anyway. And I think that might have been a timing issue on this part of the Trash Pandas.
A little bit of a Mexican
Quickside, you might not want to be there for too long, friend. Dragon does reset. Quickside really wants to get this steal. Is it going to happen? Does not land the Sonic Wave. This should be the Trash Pandas Dragon. And that is a mountain going to the Trash Pandas. They might have broken your curse, Spark.
They just might have. That will be pretty good for them. They've evened up the gold. Well, it's still almost good. It was less than before. So now it's going to be 3-2, and Dr. D going to be 0-2 actually, not doing terribly so far.
To note, the next dragon will be an Infernal, so that's always something to look forward to. Couple of whiff skill shots there in the mid lane on towards Killer Z.
I wouldn't know because the top laners won't stop fighting.
Come on, man. The spectator client just loves some wet noodles.
Yeah, no kidding.
I mean, I love ramen too.
Ooh, Charm lands on Killer Z. Killer Z uses the Shockwave, actually does land it, but the exhaust did pad it a little bit. Killer Z actually picks up that kill.
Very nicely done by Killer Z there.
But will he be able to survive? Yes, he does. Killer Z, it might not be the best choice to get that close. Scythe using the flash, not getting too much out of it. Killer Z's playing a very dangerous game, or is he? It's actually Quickside who played the dangerous game. Killer Z! What a great outplay.
He tried.
He probably knew about the not being able to kill him there, but I feel like what he probably intended to do was smite when his Q was there and then hit Killer Z with the enemies, but the angle that he was to the wave meant that there were too many minions for his Resonating Strike to go through.
Yeah, he looked like he was trying to be fancy and it didn't work out. That's what I'm seeing.
Yeah, that sums it up.
Unfortunate now. Killer Z being 3-0. He was doing a lot of damage on the early on in the last game, so see whether or not he can do the same this game with this advantage that he now has.
And that brings the gold almost dead even at this point. Waves being picked up here or there make it fluctuate, but it's pretty much even now.
I'd really like to see Wordless Korean make a visit to the top side, because it looks like T0F is just continuously shoving in this wave and not really getting punched for it. He's already taken the tower so low, and there's only a couple more waves before he's going to be able to take it entirely.
Yeah, here comes the fight coming in. Killer Z is a little bit in a bad situation, but Wordless Korean brings it back, scaring off Quickside.
That was a blown flash though for both mid laners there. Scary stuff indeed coming out from the Nocturne.
See a roam coming out of the bot lane. They might look to get this tower, or even get a Zuru. Zuru taking a lot of damage.
Yeah, that was a good bit of damage coming out there from Killer Z.
I think they're going to actually try and do something towards the top side, but T0F is warned, and he should be alright. But the bot lane is a little far from home.
Gotta watch Quickside though. There is a ward in that bush in the top side though, so he should know. Okay, yeah. But I believe this is going to be first tower for the Cuckobos.
Yeah, Samano's melting that tower pretty quickly. It's going to be pretty hard. Yup, it is going to go to Samano, 650 gold.
I'm not sure what to say about that, because it just looks like they overstayed in the middle. Oh, wait.
Yeah, most definitely. Meanwhile, a fight in the top lane breaking out. Worthless Korean having to flash away. The kick lands onto Comanche Faster and actually gets the kill there. I'm surprised he had that much balls to really go for that.
Only did he go in and get the kill, but he was able to kick Worthless Korean back, but it did not end up in the kill onto Worthless Korean, but...
Calculated. Totally. Yeah. We'll call it that. I meant to do that. I meant to make it out of there with sub 100 HP.
Yeah, now the objective game kind of faltering when it comes to the Trash Pandas. They lost the race for first turret, but they also lost the race for second turret as the top tower went down at the same time.
I feel like that was just some rotating mistakes by the side of Trash Pandas, because just going towards the middle lane and not really accomplishing anything, just then going towards top lane, then going back to middle lane, and then all the while someone else pushing in this bottom lane and completely uncontested takes this tower and gets the 650 gold for himself.
Yeah, it's been constant questionable decisions coming out of Circuit D. He's not really been on his game for this matchup so far.
And speaking of that 650 gold, you can see it was used quite early. Lucian was able to pick up his Essence River a lot quicker.
Come on, shoot faster. Come on, stop fighting. Let me watch another part of the map, please.
I believe. Maybe if we put bets on these matches, it would go by
He has
faster.
a 2-level deficit, so I don't know why he's trying so hard to fight this.
He's actually picked up the Spirit Visage. I feel like it's a good idea to have that MR, but the Bomby Cinder ambient damage is so helpful when you're a tank and you're playing another tank, and you literally just get free damage by staying near the Bomby Cinder.
Yeah, it's honestly damage that kind of sneaks up on you. You don't really think it's doing a whole lot until, oh, I'm half HP. Where did my health go?
Definitely
Yeah,
very
a lot of
contributing.
times.
And that's kind of what happens when you have these two tanks. I mean, they're not going to do too much to each other there. That's where that ambient damage does come in, and it makes a difference.
Oh, Jalobo's caught out using the tidal wave. Not going to get too much out of it, but here comes Worthless Korean melting Samano. Samano has to flash away. Electric Parasite is way too deep. Now Quickside trying to do a fancy play, trying to get the kick on the Circuit D, but it's not going to happen. He might die before anything comes of it. Now Killer Z trying to run away. It's looking a little bit grim for him. He does not have the shockwave up, is getting caught out, and dies to Azuru. And now the fight can go either way, but it's most likely going to go in favor of the Cuckobos.
Back and forth, back and forth. What a bloody series so far.
Not kidding, that's
be
actually an
basically
ace.
Oh, so they should, I guess, look to do some damage with this turret and then maybe rotate down to the dragon.
Yeah,
Actually,
Jalobo
gotta
being
come out
caught
and
out
do
of
it, bro.
position really hurt them.
May have to back out from taking this tower as Samano and Azuru are really low, so they will do so. Not going to take the second tower, but they will still get a lot out of it.
Yeah.
A lot of damage on this dragon. They're able to melt it quite quickly, despite being such low health, which would ultimately be risky if they couldn't melt it that fast.
Valid statement there. We do have a fairly sizable gold lead now here for the Cuckobos.
Quickside trying to mess around with Worthless Korean. Does have vision on that blue buff. Looking to take it. Yes, he does.
Well played by him to take that out, and now he's getting a little bit more pressure. With those towers taken down, able to put pressure on all the camps in Trash Pandas' jungle, so... Still haven't taken that mid tower yet, though, so they'll probably want to get in on that.
Here comes an attack onto Killer Z. Killer Z overall playing it so far so well, but right into Samano Hanseys goes.
Yeah, you can't outplay auto attacks. Unless you're Jax, I guess.
You beat me to it. Finally, you got one of those.
Hey. I think it's like...
Come on, shoot faster, stop fighting.
It's just so little damage without
He's
the
3 levels
Cinder.
down.
Wow. Look at that CS
That's it.
difference, too. That's huge.
So far, this is looking to be another convincing lead for the Cuckobos. See whether they can keep it there.
Yeah, don't forget that Lee Sin does fall off as we get further and further into this game.
Rift Herald is started up. They should get that no problem.
Jalobo! Why?
Did the Braum shield eat the tidal wave?
Yes, it did.
Oh man, that has to hurt.
The Braum even has a special line for that, I believe. Something along the lines of a refreshing sea breeze.
Just like that though, look at Samano's kills. He's 5-1-2 on this Lucian, doing very good work so far.
Yeah, indeed. He's putting up a clinic so far. It's been a good game for him, especially with the assistance that Quickscythe has been providing.
Good series, really. He's done very well so far.
I don't understand Jalobo. Did he think he was Braum?
Braum syndrome.
He tried his best, but unfortunately it was not enough. He did not have the damage, he did not have the presence in order to contest the Rift Herald. His team was just too far away, but the Rift Herald will be picked up. Going to Quickscythe, I believe.
But
Yes,
that's
it
the
did.
thing, though. He's Nami. He's trying to steal Rift Herald. Why?
I mean, I've seen more unlikely things, such as the Baron being stolen by an Ash Arrow.
That's more likely, actually.
It's more likely because it's already happened.
No, it's more likely just because, like, why run into it? Like, Lee Sin already took it. It was 100% not likely.
Unfortunate.
He was trying to force something on a champion that doesn't have that ability.
Oh.
Wow, he got the tether onto the minion, and now he's way too deep. Wordless Korean. Nice try, but goodbye.
I actually did not know that you could use the fear onto a minion.
You used to be able to. I thought they changed it, but I guess not.
Oh, then. Now, Cuckobos are going to be pushing bot lane completely unresponded to. Killer Z and Circle D and Jolo, but still in the middle lane. It's going to be a free tower for them.
He actually got the tether onto a caster minion.
Wow. That's all I could say, just wow.
These sorts of things happen, unfortunately, so... Now, uncontested again, they're going to be going for the mid lane tower of Trash Panda. Trash Panda is just not really rotating very well here.
I'm just really, it comes down to objective control again for the Cuckobos.
Yeah, it seems like the Cuckobos just have the Trash Panda's number in this game.
Z remaining the sole shining light of the Trash Pandas. Hopefully he can do something to try and bring his team back into it. Orianna being one of the better champions to do so, with the Command Shockwave being a very, very influential spell.
Yeah, definitely has some of the highest playmaking ability on that champion. And I think if anybody can do it on the team of the Trash Pandas, it is Killer Z. We have to see how that plays out. Infernal Dragon spawning in 40 seconds. Baron is live.
Well, a Ninja Tabi has actually been picked up on the side of Samano in order to absorb a little bit more damage from Worthless Korean and Surfer B.
Yeah, it makes sense. It's a solid item. I mean, it's just really good. Oh no.
Ooh.
And this is the sad part right here, because we've hit the part of the game where any misstep from the Trash Pandas will be a lot lost in terms of objectives. And we're already seeing it right now. They're going after Infernal. We've seen the Cuckobos aren't afraid to just dedicate to a Baron, to just dedicate everything they have to it. And if they're not careful, that's what's going to happen again. Shockwave used onto Tanaft, taking a lot of damage, looking to flash over the wall. Will he get over? He does, but so does Come On Shoot Faster, looking to get onto Tanaft. Depth charge is used, but here comes the teammates of Tanaft.
Oh my goodness. They use so much to get that kill, and he just walks out like it's nothing. That's unfortunate.
To him it was. And he will very, very luckily for his team live, and he will need to tell the tale. But Cuckobos are going to keep pressuring while their tank recovers from base. See what they can or can't get.
It almost feels like Pandas are sort of giving up here. It's like their decision making, just because they're losing, is really been hit.
And I would certainly think so, especially with the past two rotations that they've done so very late. I'm gonna have to give this one up.
Yeah, it's really not looking good for them as the fight begins. Shockwave destroys Samano! This could be what the Trash Pandas need. They're going on to Tinoff. Tinoff does get bubbled. He's trying to get away, but he is one tanky Nautilus. This could be a re-engage coming out of the Cuckobos. Trying to get something done. They managed to pick off Jalobo, and here comes Worthless Korean with very low health. Gets melted immediately, and the engage that the Trash Pandas wanted is starting to falter on them. Come on, shoot faster. In the middle of the whole team, trying to get something done. Circa D looking to get onto Azuru, and he picks up the kill, and now looking to pick up the kill onto Tanoft. He should be able to get that a shutdown for Killer Z, and the Trash Pandas just barely make that work for them.
Wow. That was
A much needed fight result for them.
yeah, that was crazy. Exactly like Spark said, that was what they needed, and it might not be over.
It might not be over at all. The flash having to be burnt.
That was
Questionable.
What was that?
He used his safeguard to get into the pit, and then he didn't have anything to get out of it with. So then he had to use his flash.
But
All right,
there's a
here's
blast
the
code
trick.
right there.
Here's the trick. You safeguard away from the pit.
Probably a little suboptimal choice of where to safeguard to there, but
I think that was one of those
Meanwhile-
cases where you want it to be flashy.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Circa D 2-1-5. He's not doing bad.
Jalobo,
He's terribly.
please don't.
Not doing terribly. Oh, he did.
There was an Ami there.
There was an effort.
Oh, Jalobo. Why?
This Korean on the bottom side of the map. Kind of. Maybe have to walk up, see whether or not Cuckobos will try to go for this Baron first. They're going to be sent for a little bit of vision, but they are pinging it, and I think the Cuckobos will go on to the Baron.
Yeah, the Trash Pandas are aware of this Baron attempt. The Baron going down. Will the Trash Pandas engage? Come on, shoot faster is around the corner, but he's soaking all the damage. Here comes Worthless Korean, not able to get the kill. Come on, shoot faster, not able to pick it up as well. And a brilliant re-engage coming out from Tanoff. Killer Z over the wall by himself. Will he get the shockwave? No, he doesn't. Disaster for the Trash Pandas.
The ants go marching one by one. They did go in as a team. I don't really understand what the game plan there was from the Trash Pandas.
And the shockwave is actually going completely unused.
Oh, they picked up a kill. Can they pick up another? Samano's just way too strong.
And man, that probably spells the end of the game. I don't think they'll get it off of this push, but that's going to open up a lot of options here for the Cuckobos.
I don't want to say it's over yet because they do have pretty good wave clear coming out of the Silver, coming out of the Oriana, but it is damn hard to get back into this.
Yeah, it's an uphill battle at the very least.
Not entirely vertical.
Yeah. Definitely not horizontal.
Yeah, it's an 80-degree angle. An 80-degree angle, I'd say.
Well, I'm glad that we have the specifics on that.
I would like to say 89-degree angle.
Oh, Leandries, Morellonomicon being picked up for the side of Killer Z. Maybe he'll be able to pull the clutch ultimate like he has in the past, but Smano was able to actually slash his ball in the last fight.
Yeah, it looks like he's going for the Void Staff next. Try to get some of that penetration in to maybe do a little bit of damage with those, hopefully, clutch ultimates. Oh, man, that's going to be another Infernal Dragon if the Cuckobos pick that up. That'll be 3.
Luckily, there's just no more the maximum of
Zuru trying to get onto Killer Z. Killer Z is getting really low, has to flash away. Will he be able to survive? Uses the shockwave, manages to just barely live, but that puts pressure onto this tower, and it's melting fast as QuickSight continues to advance. getting a little bit low now, having to back off, but Samano looking to get on Jalobo, who's very lonely at the moment, has to run as fast as he can to get out of that, but that's an inhibitor given up by the Trash Pandas. Oh, and here comes Worthless Korean, he gets the kill! Flashes over the wall, just barely survives. The wall stun coming out from Come On Shoot Faster. Brilliant play coming out, but no team follow-up means a dead Poppy. Now Circa D a little bit too far forward. We should see the hook come out of Tanoth with the bubble deters that advancement.
Yeah, unfortunate stuff coming out there. And it's not over. The base is still getting cracked here by the Cuckobos.
Ultimately a 1-for-1, but it doesn't matter because Cuckobos are just taking so much of the Trash Panda's base with it. Taking on both of those inhibitors.
Oh, this is what the Trash Pandas do not want. That is Infernal number 3 about to be picked up.
Yeah, Samano right now has 367 AD.
392.
Jeez. 405. Oh, he sold something.
Well, it is certainly unfortunate for the Trash Pandas that you can only have 3 of each Elemental Dragon because now they don't have to count to 4, which is their specialty.
Well played, Spark.
Thank you very much, but because of this, Worthless Queen's going to try and take out his red buff, salvage what he can.
Yeah, all the Cuckobos really have to do now is kind of keep the waves shoving in with the open inhibs and just take down top lane, and that's game. Use those super minions to their advantage.
We're going to be pushing in this top lane. We'll see whether or not they can respond to this, but certainly still in the fountain. Need some home cards, but here comes the Cuckobos.
Yeah, they have all the time in the world really right now. With those 2 open inhibs, just let the minions do the work. They don't have to fight.
Yeah, definitely just have to bide their time as Quickscythe puts a little bit of pressure onto the waves with super minions in them, actually. But without the Baron, it does mean that it's a little bit difficult for them to pressure this top lane tower.
Yeah, especially with all the wave clear that the Trash Pandas have right now in the Sivir and the Orianna. They're dealing with it pretty well so far.
See if they can try to collapse on the Quickscythe. The Quickscythe is pretty elusive, being that mobile Lee Sin.
Yeah. These high pressure situations are what makes the teams, and we'll have to see what they can do. Oh.
The pressure in the next turn is actually once Quickscythe goes in, gets a pick, but does not actually kick Killers in a fearful direction. Smash Fast is in the middle of a fight, taken out by Simano, and they are on to the towers. T9F is just tanking all day. He does not care. And Circuit gets hacked up, but here goes Worthless Queen trying to get one last assassination. He does not get it, and the shockwave only catches Quickscythe. It's the spell's end for the Trash Pandas, and it looks like it will be the end.
Yeah, valiant effort from the Trash Pandas, but it just wasn't working. They did not have... Really, it wasn't even team play this time. It was individual player skill. Jalobo constantly caught out. Worthless Korean diving too deep in. Come On Shoot Faster, getting 1v1 repeatedly. It didn't work.
Yep, and again, just total objective control from the side of the Cuckobos. That was... Wow, that was a stomp. Nothing else to say about that.
Definitely a little reminiscent of the first game, so we'll see whether the Trash Pandas can try and bring this back, actually. Circuit's Saber not doing terribly in that game, I don't say, but we've talked about it before, saying how his Saber is very reliant on his team doing well so that he can supplement them with the On the Hunt, but only Killer Z really was doing well on his team, and it just wasn't enough.
Yeah, it's got to be a heavy load, and Killer Z is going to have to contact his chiropractor if they do win this game. Because time and time again, he's doing either the most damage or the most damage on his team at the least. He's, except for the one time that Graves was picked up by Worthless Korean, but Killer Z's just doing so well, but there's so much weight for him to carry in this game.
Yeah, I'll email my chiropractor's number to him afterwards from last season.
Definitely going to be needed, but still not the edge. Best of 5, got a lot of games to go, and by a lot I mean potentially 1 or 2. But
yeah, this is match point, and if the Trash Pandas don't pull it off this next game, it's the end of the road for them.
Yep, and really got to point out Samano. He played out of his mind that game. Very good stuff coming out from him on this Lucian.
Most definitely, but now we are going to be going into our break. It'll be about the final game coming up, actually. Quite possibly the final game. My mind is just slipping right now. We are at match point. Cuckobos win 1 more. They go to finals. Can Trash Pandas bring it back, or will the Cuckobos secure their ticket to finals? We'll find out very soon in Ascension eSports Elder League playoffs.